So this video is on how to make a buyer presentation and or listing presentation. We'll go through both since they're both in the same area in Command. So first of all, you do need to log into Command. Then on the left-hand menu over here, we're going to go into Designs. Anytime you want to create a new design, you're going to have to click on this plus button down here in the right-hand corner. So you're going to click on that. If you're talking about buyer presentations or listing presentations, those are print material. So you're going to click on Print, and then you'll click Next. It is going to open up a new screen for you to begin working on your presentation. Now, I'll start with a buyer presentation, and then I'll show you briefly the listing presentation. It's the same process. It's just different information that is going to be already pre-populated for you. So for the buyer presentation, you're going to click on Buyer, and you'll click on Buyer Presentation. You'll see there are 5 different ones for you to choose from. Now, the material inside each one is the same. It's just going to be what type of layout do you want to have on the front of your presentation. Okay, so I'm just going to click this first one and bring up the template. Almost every single thing can be edited, so it makes it very, very easy and handy for you to utilize. So along here you have all of the different templates, the different pages that are in there. So you'll click on it. So for example, obviously we're going to look at the first one. So you probably do want to have this page included in there. If you decide that it is a page that you want in your presentation, then you're going to click on this plus button and it is going to add it below. Okay, it looks like I may have added it twice, which is fine. It's very easy to then go ahead and remove one of them if you happen to duplicate something. Okay, so this is down here, it's already been added. So at this point in time, you can start to make your edits, or you can go through and decide all of the pages that you want first and then come back and edit later. For the purposes of this training, we're going to look at all of the pages and decide which ones you want first, talk through what's on them, and then I'll show you how to edit. So page 2, here you'll see when I click on it, this says remove this page before using. So this is your instruction page. So this is not something that you are going to add. It's just something that you are going to read through, and it will give you insight on how to proceed. Now you'll notice for these, they personalize each presentation. So that is a choice that you need to make on whether or not you're wanting to customize each presentation before you send it to your client, or if you're just going to want it to be generic and so that you can send the same thing to everyone. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. That's a decision that you're going to make. So if you want to customize it or you want to use this page for something else, then you would click Add to add this to your buyer's guide. I personally don't personalize each one just because that takes a little bit more time. I have a generic buyer presentation and listing presentation that I send. So I would elect personally not to have this page. The next page you'll see is a table of contents. So it has the information about what you're going to be using. So if you want to have this page, you're going to click Add, and you'll notice down here on the bottom that now you have 2 of 2 pages. Okay. We have this page here that talks about a sound decision. Again, it talks about investing in a home is the most important decision. So some great information. So if this is something that you want to include in yours, you're going to add that page. The next page discusses your needs coming first. So again, let's say this is a page we want to include. So I'm going to add that page. Going down to building your preference profile. So the next few pages are going to be quite a few questions just for people to start thinking about. I encourage you to read through these. Again, make modifications to them if you want to. Make any changes that you want to, but I'm going to go ahead and just add these pages to the presentation. Again, you just kind of go through this, decide which ones you like. A lot of these questions are great. It definitely gets people thinking about what is important to them in a home. So I would encourage you to read them through and see if that's something that you wanted to include. Okay, mapping your move. Then it starts going into some neighborhood insights. So again, since I don't personalize this prior to sending it, this would not be something that I would include, but it is great information if you are going to go that route. So that's the decision on how, if you're going to put that in or not. How home buying works. Obviously, this is a great slide to have in there to help you explain the whole process. And then the second page of that. Then there's stuff about financing. So like I said, there is some really great material in here. So look through it, figure out what you want to include and what you don't want to include. Now, I've been through at least probably 4 different buyer's guide and 4 different listing presentations throughout my career. So you'll start with something and you'll see that maybe you want to change something. Maybe something doesn't quite work when you're sitting there with the person, and that's absolutely fine. You just go in, make your adjustments, and modify it and see how it works the next time. Okay, so we've got about 18 pages. I haven't gone through every single one, but I do want to show you guys real quickly how to make it adjustments or edits to this that you might want to make. So let me find, let's just go to this page right here. So let's say, for example, you have decided that you're going to use a different color. Maybe red isn't your color that you want to use. So you click on this box and you'll see here you can change this color to whatever it is that you want it to be. So you have the full spectrum of all the colors. So you do have the ability to do that. Okay, it automatically puts a little KW logo in there. You probably want to switch this out to a KWPP logo. So you would want to have this on there. If you have your own logo, then that's great as well. Just make sure that you're following all of the marketing guidelines for Kansas and or Missouri. Then I also would encourage you to take a look at the pictures and switch out the pictures just to make it a little bit more yours. That way, if multiple people are using this, which I'm sure they are, I'm utilizing this information, that I'm able to at least look different than somebody else's. So you'll click on the image, it'll bring up this menu here. You're going to click on company, and you'll see off to the side you have all of these different options of photos to pick from. So let's say maybe you want to look at house interiors. So it's going to bring up all of these different pictures. You find a picture that you want to utilize, and then you can just hit replace, and it will replace that photo in the presentation for you. Okay, then as far as the text, you can always edit any of the text that you want to. If it sounds great, then that's perfect. Leave it. If you want to make some adjustments, please know that you can do that. So you're going to click on the text box, and then a handy little tool that a lot of people don't know, I found it by accident. There is this little typewriter button up here, which will bring up this field. It is much, much easier for you to make edits and type things in within this field than it is to try to do it down here in the text field. So here you can make any changes that you want, click Save Changes, and it will reflect that down here. Okay, if there's other things that you want to add, you can add different shapes to here. You can add, again, logos. You can add your picture over here from photos. There's all kinds of different things that you can do to try to make this more unique to you. Okay, so let's say I'm done with page 2. I'm just going to go to the next page. and again, make any changes that I want to. So let's say I want to make this yellow. I'm going to do that. I want to change this picture. And let's say I want to make it, instead of home interiors, I want to make it like lifestyle at home. Okay, so it'll load those, give you some different options of photos to be able to put in there. Okay, so you go through that process through every page of the presentation. Okay, again, making any changes to any of the text that you would want to. If you want to change the color of this text to match the yellow, you can certainly do that. Okay, so that is how you will make a buyer presentation. So once you're done, you would click done, save that. You can change the title of it up front, up the top here where it says untitled. Okay, and then whenever you want to access that again on this design template, you're going to click on print, and it is going to be right here. So hopefully you'll title this buyer presentation, and it'll show right up there in your print. Okay, so again, just to show you where the listing presentation is, because the process that you're going to follow is going to be the exact same. You're going to look through the template, you're going to add the pages that you like, modify them as you see fit. But the listing presentations are under listings and then listing presentation. And again, you have the 5 different templates that you can choose from. Okay, so you're going to follow that exact same process of going through the different pages, seeing what you like, what you don't like, adding the ones, and then making edits so that it is more yours. And again, they do customize it to each individual, so that's a decision that you have to make on whether or not you want it to be where something you're going to have to go in and edit each time, or if you're going to make it more generic. So I hope this helps you get started in building your listing and buying presentations. Obviously, if you have additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your coach. I hope you have a fabulous day.